Following years of hype, Bethesda is ready to unleash Starfield onto the masses, and it largely lives up to all those lofty expectations. I've been waiting for years to travel to the stars in Starfield, and now, after playing the game for nearly 2 weeks, I can finally talk about my experience with this massive, open universe RPG. This might be one of the largest, most compelling games Bethesda has ever created. A universe full of adventure and wonder. So just for a heads up, in my review I will not be spoiling any main plot points. I will mainly be focusing on what I truly love about this unbelievable game. The year is 2330 and humans have been amongst the stars for over 130 years. Starfield begins like previous Bethesda titles typically do. After a specific story event, you awake with little knowledge of where you are, who you are, and what is going on. At this point, you gain access to the character customization menu, which is where the real story begins. This is the most in-depth character customization ever in a Bethesda title. We have always been allowed to create who we want in games like Fallout and Elder Scrolls, but Starfield takes it to the next level. The visual customization is fantastic, not just because of the in-game engine, but being able to edit and change every facet of your character's features. The character customization menu isn't just about the visual aspect though. It's about choosing your path in the universe. You choose the background of your character, which unlocks skill points to set. You'll also choose a certain amount of traits for your character, and what you select dynamically changes how characters in the universe view and react to your actions. It took me a solid 30 minutes to make my decisions, but after choosing my backgrounds and traits, I was instantly addicted to this game's universe. From this point onward, you are the author of your story. After gaining access to a ship, you are introduced to Constellation, a group of discoverers looking for all the big answers to all the big questions in the universe. Afterwards, you're free to move about the universe. Traveling through this massive universe is something that still shocks me every time I pick up the game. So far, I've put in 42 hours in the game, completed the main quest line, and have begun the New Game Plus mode. Even so, I've barely touched the tip of what this game has to offer. Each system and planet you discover brings more stories, side quests, loot, and XP for you to gain. The development team has joked about how large this game is, but I honestly feel like this game is boundless. There's so much to do in these systems, I feel every player will experience something new. I personally visited a total of 39 systems and 42 planets while exploring these areas. In that time, I took part in some of the side missions available. When I say some, I mean 1%. Each settlement, planet, and system comes with so much discovery, it's honestly ridiculous. Traveling to these new systems was a wondrous adventure. Every new location brought new mysteries and challenges. I found myself getting pulled into this game as if I were actually living it myself. So far, I've had moments that were filled with stunning action and even heartwarming, story-driven sequences. For example, when I finally felt good about traveling, I decided to start grav jumping. If you don't know, grav jumping is how you travel from one system to the next. Depending on your ship and how you change the power flowing to what section of your ship depends on how far your grav drive can take you. After a few jumps, I was held by a ship flown by a character named Grandma. At first, I was skeptical and a bit worried, thinking that this was just a pirate trap. After docking with her ship, however, and just having a meal with her while she talked about her late husband, I was almost in tears. Another time, I came upon a few ships being attacked by pirates known as the Crimson Fleet. I quickly flew into action and began taking them out one by one. Afterward, a member of the Freestar Collective hailed me and offered me payment for my help, which you can choose to deny or what payment you want. I quickly jumped over to the next system, only to find a ship floating in space with no working comms. I decided to land on a nearby planet and search for resources in case it was a trap. I found myself on a planet inhabited by humans who had built a resort called Paradiso. This randomly discovered off-world paradise had its own bit of drama-filled story for me to play out as well. At this point, I had to put the controller down and just laugh. I laughed out of pure shock and enjoyment. I've always known Bethesda to push the limits whenever it came to their role-playing games, but the fact that I just jumped between random systems to see what I could find and I uncovered this, I was honestly in awe. The team has done exactly what they said they would do. They have built a game that you can travel all over the universe and discover something new in every corner. There hasn't been a single time while playing Starfield where I felt I was doing the same thing over and over again. Even playing through the main quest line, each adventure you partake brings new excitement and discovery. As you build a relationship with your companions, you not only start to care for them, but build your own story with them as well. The friends we make. One of the main companions you meet in Starfield is Sarah Morgan. As you traverse the universe, depending on the decisions you make, Sarah's emotional connection with you will directly be affected. Making the wrong decision, taking a more renegade path, will push Sarah away, making her not trust you and rethink her decision of letting you join Constellation. Taking a more caring and compassionate path, though, can make her trust you, care more about your well-being, and potentially blossom into a loving relationship. Your companions don't just feel like an additional weapon or an additional character. Your companions feel like they're living in this universe. Not just because they have preordained tasks like eating, sleeping, and working, but because they remember the story you build with them. During missions, companions in Starfield don't just stand there as you get attacked or stay quiet as you discover new locations. They pick up resources for you on their own and comment about the ongoing events or recently discovered areas. They'll even remind you when you're carrying too much and ask to lighten the load. This just adds to the feeling of this being a living, breathing universe. Building a relationship with said companions increased my drive to discover new sections of the galaxy. Having them with you on this journey into the cosmos almost made me feel like there was a hidden co-op mode in this game. The overhaul in this system is very impressive from the previous titles, and I can honestly say is one of the biggest highlights in the game. More of a hardcore RPG. Starfield is not just about traveling the universe and looking at pretty things. There is a plethora of systems in place for you to deep dive into that will have RPG fans screaming with excitement. The level up system is divided into 5 different categories: physical, social, combat, science, and tech. As you take on challenges in the game, you will gain XP that eventually awards you skill points. Once you choose the skill to focus on, those individual skills come with challenges of their own to be leveled up. Not only do you have to complete missions in each skill level, but you also have to use gained skill points to unlock the next rank of your skill point. This means you can't just do XP grinding to rank up said skill. You have to dive into the universe and gain skill points as well. This feature made the game's RPG aspect more dynamic to me, diverging from the traditional skill tree system. With Starfield, you have to invest time into your character you are trying to build. At one point, I was starting to take on more enemies who had energy weapons. Since I was devoting the time of exploring the system and the surrounding planets, I decided to start focusing on the energy weapon dissipation skill. This skill, after ranking it up, drastically reduces the amount of energy you take per hit. That's just one of the 82 skills you can invest in and rank up. Each system comes with an entirely different challenge. Once, I accidentally traveled to the wrong system and jumped into a nest of Crimson Fleet pirates. I tried my best to take them on, but I failed. I was pissed and looking for payback. I reloaded my previous quick save and traveled to the nearest spaceport to upgrade my ship. I was so eager to head back and wipe those pirates out, but then I realized I couldn't just pay for an upgrade with credits that I had. Instead, I needed to invest time into the skill system, locate ship parts, and choose the right upgrades and changes for my ship that I had. As I said, the game is vast, and with that comes a vast amount of skills for you to unlock and rank up. These skills and the subsequent challenges you undertake to improve them will drastically change your style of play. Not only does this make your initial playthrough fun, but helps ensure future adventures won't be the same. I became engrossed with the discovery element of this game, and exploring one planet quickly turned to 4 planets, which roughly took me around 8 hours. Ultimately, I realized Starfield is a culmination of some of my favorite games. Take Mass Effect plus Fallout and add a dash of No Man's Sky. That's what Starfield is, an action-packed space adventure. Final thoughts. Starfield is a crowning achievement and the best game Bethesda has made year to date. This is not just a trope review or me being a fanboy. This is coming from the heart of a gamer who has played Bethesda titles for years. This game is pretty damn close to being a perfectly executed title. It was always a running joke for the longest time that Bethesda titles would launch with glitches or bugs, but I can tell you from my hands-on experience that this game nearly has no bugs or glitches. There were only 2 times during my PC playthrough that I ran into a glitch. Once I was taking on some random spacers, and after killing one of them, their body went into a standing pose. Another time, some of the NPCs in the game became bald after loading into a certain area. This was a hilarious glitch, but after reloading my previous save, it didn't happen again. This is a huge open world title, so to expect glitches are common, but to only have 2 during my entire playthrough so far is a triumph. Now, I'm sure there might be some glitches I didn't see, but this is a massive game. After launch, I'm certain someone will find some silly glitch and it will be the talk of the town, but I would also expect it to be pretty few and far between. That said, there were a few things that I did not talk about in my review because I didn't put a lot of time into them or their respective systems. There's a total of probably 4 things that I really didn't touch on a lot. One of those is Outpost. I didn't touch on Outpost because the task needs you to be a higher skill level than what I was. You also need to be heavily invested into scanning planets and getting resources like aluminum, iron, and more. Suits and weapon upgrades kind of falls into the same aspect of Outpost. I didn't really get into a lot of scanning and getting resources outside of the few that I needed. Now, one thing that I do think is cool that I didn't really talk about a lot is the contraband and bounty systems. This is a cool feature that makes the world feel more alive and adds consequences to your bad decisions. But I never had this fall on my shoulders because I chose to play the nice guy, at least in my first playthrough. Landing anywhere on the planet. Now, a lot of people have talked about this. There's been a lot of talk on social media, and I will say this. This has been a really big focus online, and online gamers have constantly talked about this. We keep hearing about it over and over again. If this is true that you can do it, you can't do it. Let me say it clearly. Yes, you can land anywhere because I personally did it. I just wanted to mention also how stunning the game's visuals are. Each planet you visit has a unique landscape ranging from frozen tundras to hot deserts and lush tropical paradises. This attention to detail makes the game feel more authentic and captivating. Additionally, the NPC's facial animations are breathtaking as well. Bethesda went above and beyond to develop new technology for this game's NPCs, resulting in their best-looking characters yet. As someone who has been a gamer for years and a Bethesda fan for years, it's truly impressive to see how far Bethesda has truly come. Moreover, Eon Zur, the composer for Starfield, Fallout 76, Fallout 4, and Fallout Tactics, did an incredible job with this game's music. The music plays a crucial role in setting the tone for each scene, and Zur's work is nothing short of exceptional. This game's music is the epitome of cinematic experiences. Overall, I believe Starfield is a triumphant achievement for Bethesda Game Studios. The universe is vast, the game engine is new, and there's hundreds, if not thousands, of adventures to embark on. The cinematic presentation is nearly perfect, making it the best game Bethesda has ever created. I spent 2 weeks playing this game, and I still feel like I've only scratched the surface of what it has to offer. Starfield takes you on a journey of creation, wonder, mystery, and storytelling like never before. Once you start playing it, you'll be hooked, and you may find it hard to tear yourself away from the game. In my opinion, Starfield is the game of the century, so you don't want to miss out on playing it when it releases September 6th. Starfield receives a 5 out of 5. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you to Bethesda for giving us the opportunity of reviewing this game. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate the team at Bethesda. And please make sure to do me a favor. Head on over to Cinelinx.com and check out all of our other reviews. Please make sure to subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys in the stars.